The manhunt continues for terrorists in Europe. Australia reconsiders their refugee intake, and the largest pharmaceutical merger is underway. I'm Anthony Anderson.
And I'm Katria West Warren. These are tonight's lead stories.
Live on Crete Channel 21, this is DCTV News.
Prosecutors in Belgium say police are detaining 16 people from 22 raids Sunday. But Paris fugitive Salah Abdeslam is not among them. Abdeslam was named a prime suspect in the November 13th Paris attacks. Belgium's interior minister said he believes Abdeslam might have a lot of support, but says investigations will continue. Meanwhile, Brussels, the capital, remains on its highest terror alert. It is on its third day of lockdown, with mostly empty streets and closed schools, and more than 1,000 security personnel deployed across the country. French President François Hollande met in Paris with British Prime Minister David Cameron today, and will travel to Washington and Moscow later in the week to push for a stronger international coalition against the Islamic State group.
The Australian government says it remains committed to resettling 12,000 Syrian refugees, but it says security checks could take more than a year. Former Prime Minister Tony Abbott announced in September that the 12,000 refugees would be resettled from Middle Eastern refugee camps as quickly as possible. Abbott was replaced by Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull less than a week later. Government lawmaker Cory Bernardi says the cabinet should rethink that commitment in light of the threat militants could pose as refugees in Australia.
In one of the biggest corporate deals ever, Pfizer and Allergan are combining to create the world's largest drug maker. The estimated $160 billion stock deal is the largest inversion in history, but drug prices are not expected to rise. The merger will mean sending Pfizer to Ireland to avoid the corporate tax rate in the U.S. Botox maker Allergan is based in Ireland but runs much of its operations out of New Jersey. The company said they expected the deal to close by the end of 2016.
Federal authorities from several agencies are working on a criminal investigation after a black man was fatally shot by Minneapolis police. The U.S. Attorney's Office says it's working with the FBI and the Justice Department to determine if there are any criminal civil rights violations during the shooting of Jamar Clark. The November 15th shooting has prompted days of protests. Civil rights activists such as Black Lives Matter demand answers and evidence. Some people in the community say they saw Clark handcuffed at the time of the shooting, but police dispute that. Minnesota Governor Mark Dayton says he's seen a video recording of the night recorded by an ambulance on the scene, but says that the footage is inconclusive. He added that it doesn't completely exonerate police or resolve claims that Clark was handcuffed when he was shot.
The mayor of New Orleans is making a public appeal for information on a park shooting that left 16 people wounded. Mary Mitch Landrieu says that people need to come forward with information so that police can do their job. Landrieu says such incidents can't be tolerated. Hundreds of people were gathered at a playground for a block party and music video shoot in the city's 9th Ward when two groups in the crowd opened fire on each other yesterday. Police are also asking for any video of the incident.
So, Ryan, we have Thanksgiving break coming up. Kendler is not here tonight, but do you think that he'll have a chance to take off his shirt?
You're very interested in that.
Well, he just says it every week, so I had to...
Probably not. It's going to be a little bit nippy out there, and probably want to keep that shirt on for him, so you let him know that. We'll have the forecast and other stuff about weather coming up after DCTV returns.
Don't worry, 74 people were picked before me in the NFL draft.
To fight childhood obesity, United Way and the NFL are helping kids play at least 60 minutes a day.
Okay, time for the team obstacle course. Yay!
What this place needs is more healthy kids. To get involved or donate, go to unitedway.org/play60.
Now I get it.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
All right, we had a little bit of a chilly day out there today. Kind of nice and clear though. We had 51 degrees today, nice fair day. Just a little bit of a wind. Had a low of 34. It's about 50 degrees right now, but it'll probably stay around that for tonight. Let's head into what we're looking at right now. The big weather map. Bam. Not much going on. We got a little bit of a cloud system moving in. Just nice, cool weather coming in. Maybe some participation later into the weekend. But that's about it. If we take a look at what's going on Wednesday, not much is going to be going on Tuesday, same old, just a little bit of clouds. But Wednesday we got this precipitation, snowing up in the Rocky Mountains, which go down like this and then into Mexico and then up into Canada. But that's not what's important. It's the snow will turn into about rain and a snow mix coming into Friday through Sunday and right behind that cold front. And so all that will make it a little bit colder and wetter for you. Forecast up next. And tomorrow, same like today, nice and fair, mid-50s. Wednesday and Thursday is when we start getting that rain I was talking to you about. Just slight chance of rain on Wednesday, low 50s again. Gonna get a lot colder Thursday, so definitely keep your shirt on, Kennerly. Be high 30s. Friday, same thing. It'll be nice and clear, no precipitation, but low 30s. And into the weekend, Saturday will be fair and high 30s, and Sunday will be a mix of rain and snow, high 30s. So nice and chilly for you.
It better not be snowing too much. I'll be very upset.
Yeah, the turkeys will be all kind of cold and like on a frozen meatball
Well, I mean,
thing,
it'll be after
and, like, in
Thanksgiving,
a Walmart.
so they'll be dead.
You gotta be kidding me, right?
What do you think you eat on Thanksgiving?
That's awful. Wow. That's a downer.
Officials who oversee the maintenance of the Cowboy Recreation and Nature Trail in Nebraska have scheduled several public sessions for people to comment on its future. The Nebraska Game and Parks Commission says its office and the Nebraska Tourism Commission will make short presentations about the trail during 6 public information sessions in December. The trail is a rail-to-trail conversion that runs 195 miles from Norfolk to Valentine. Officials say the development of a master plan is aimed at providing direction and information about the next 20 years of management of the trail. Officials will accept public comments about the trail until the end of the year.
A 33-year-old man accused of hitting his mother with an SUV in Nebraska has been given at least 2 years in prison. Anthony Flood was sentenced Monday to up to 11 years in prison on charges that include leaving the scene of an injury accident and operating a motor vehicle to avoid arrest. He could be eligible for parole after 3 years and will receive credit for more than 220 days. The Omaha World-Herald reports Flood faced multiple charges but later reached a plea deal. Authorities say Flood twice struck his mother with an SUV in an attempt to evade an officer during an incident in February. He's awaiting sentencing to charges in Douglas County.
The president of the University of Nebraska system is working to deal with racism on campus and improve the college experience for all students. The Lincoln Star-Journal reports that President Hank Bounds attended a Black Lives Matter rally Thursday on the university's Lincoln campus to hear from students on how he can make their college experience more inclusive and welcoming. Bounds says he has made funds available for each campus in the University of Nebraska system to complete a diversity audit, looking at its racial makeup, how curriculum addresses diversity, and focusing on the experiences of students of color. The Lincoln campus is also in the process of hiring a chief diversity officer. Bounds said the committee responsible for looking at applicants for the next Lincoln chancellor has been structured to represent the school's diversity.
Make sure to check your Powerball tickets because Nebraska Lottery says someone has won a $2 million Powerball prize. The Lincoln Journal-Star reports that the ticket for Saturday night's drawing was sold at Tony's Corner in Raymond. The winner has yet to claim the prize. That's one thing that you got to do when you win the lottery, you know?
Well, you told us the weather and how that's all going to work out. I know that the football team has been facing some difficult games, so what's sports forecast going to look like?
Football team finally, their season ended, unfortunately. They got a little bit of a loss, ran into some trouble in Kansas, but had some good news out of the cross-country field and all that other sports that Doan is involved with. We'll have that when we return for DCTV.
Oh, hey, bud.
Oh.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
It's a school night. With Gary and Todd?
Yeah?
Not sure about those two. I've been meaning to ask you. This is tougher than I thought. Is there any drinking going on in this crowd?
No.
I hope not, because alcohol can lead you to say things and do things that you really wish you hadn't. Isn't this what you're supposed to say?
I know.
So if any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't. I'd do anything to keep you safe.
Okay, I will.
I hope this is working.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you.
Brian.
Yeah?
So start the conversation even before they're teenagers.
Good idea.
For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov. A message from the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration.
We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal.
The torch has been passed to a new generation of Americans.
The American dream need not forever be deferred.
This is the richest and the most powerful country.
Savings Man here with a story for you about two young spenders named Tommy and Sue. Their parents let them buy whatever they chose, like video games and designer clothes. As they grew older, they spent all their pay on fancy cars, houses, 2 lattes a day. They lived in the moment, never saving a dime. When they tried to retire, they'd run out of time. Working forever is Tom and Sue's fate, so choose to save now before it's too late. Visit our website to find out more, cause a happy ending's worth saving for.
Junior Marissa DeWestbellar and senior Eric Weirs returned from a successful weekend in North Carolina at the Cross Country National Championships. Weirs finished 179th overall and 5th from the GPAC, both an improvement from the last time Weirs ran in the Nationals in 2012. DeWestbellar also had an impressive race by finishing 20th overall and claiming NAIA All-American honors. She's the first Tiger to receive All-American honors since Kim Bennett in 2007. The football team's dream season came to an end on Saturday in the first round of the NAIA playoffs against number 8 Tabor College. Doan scored 2 touchdowns on a 51-yard touchdown pass from sophomore quarterback Jack Shadley to junior wide receiver Mitch Marvin, and a 1-yard run by senior quarterback Brandon Stewart. But that wasn't enough to win the game. The Tigers lost 16-14 to the Blue Jays behind 6 turnovers that ultimately cost them the game. Doan's season is over, while Tabor's continues this Saturday against Morningside. Doan Wrestling was also in action on Saturday in Kearney and came away with 25 individual wins and 2 top 10 finishes. Junior Jose Solis finished second in the 157-pound class, and senior Kevin Corbett finished 5th in the elite 174-pound division. To add to the Tigers' win total, junior Kyle Hoffman won 4 matches, and sophomores Martin Phillips and Lance Lucas each won 3 matches. The Tigers opened conference play in the men's basketball GPAC home opener with an exciting 86-71 win. Junior Michael Tazul led the Tigers with 29 points, while 3 other Tigers scored over 10 to help lead the Tigers to their win. Doan is now 3-6 on the year and 1-1 in conference play. Their next game is tomorrow against Concordia University in the Haddock Center. While the men picked up their conference's home opener, the women's team fell just short in their GPAC opener against Mount Marty, 72-67. Junior Hannah Barnard led all scorers with 25 points, knocking down 5 of her 3-pointers, and junior Morgan Hill added 11 points. Doan is 4-3 on the season and 0-2 in GPAC play. Their next game is against number 4 Concordia University tomorrow at home. That's it for sports. What's going on in the entertainment world, Ryan? Well, Ryan, Chris Hemsworth is sick of stardom, Golden Kit Kats are selling for $17, and Hey Arnold is hitting the big screen. I'll have those stories and more when DCTV continues. Boom.
Where do you think you're going?
Is your body holding you back?
I want to go running. Not with that knee, you're not. I'm fine. Negative.
Your bones and joints can say no at any age.
With that shoulder, you're gonna pick up that truck. Really?
Keeping you from working, playing, or just plain moving.
Let's not, pick her up. What do you say?
Yet a lot of people who live with pain fight back.
Use your head. Save your back. My bride, my rules.
And regain their lives.
You gotta be kidding me.
Whoa. I'm going running. I'm going running.
Got to see this. Come on, pick it up.
Fight for your mobility. Find your own inspiration at anationinmotion.org. A message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons.
Come on. I'll take it from here.
At what age is the color that your skin was meant to be no longer beautiful? Every year, millions of young women try to change the skin they were born with and say they die for darker skin. Sadly, some actually do. Melanoma is the second most common cancer in teens and young adults, and one person dies from melanoma every hour. Change your thinking, not your skin. Stop tanning. Learn more at spotskincancer.org. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Ooh, life as a celebrity, wow. Even as the hottest celebrity known in the industry, not named me, isn't always as great as it seems. At least that's what Chris Hemsworth opened up in his latest interview with Vanity Fair. The Avenger star says his superpowers are incredibly stressful and the paparazzi is getting a tad bit much for him. Though he'd like a reprieve from the spotlight, that won't be happening anytime soon with the fact that he is literally one of the hottest Hollywood stars to date. Wow. He says he doesn't mind the fame, but sometimes he wishes he could be more like Jennifer Lawrence and tell people to get off from her, though he doesn't say why he can't be like her. Well, yeah, must be a rough life. Like Chris, I can't imagine anyone having it harder than you. Well, maybe the Syrian refugees are about all, but that's all I can think of right now. What better way to spend your money than to buy a gold-plated Kit Kat bar? I know that's what everybody's wanted. Kit Kats are great, but adding that touch of gold is even better. Now you can sleep easy, because in a month, this exact luxury will be available for you. Well, available for you if you go to Japan, that's it, but, not that far away. Nestle Japan is celebrating its business, reaching over 1 million visitors by offering these special gold candy bars for a limited time. The edible bar is covered with gold leaf and will sell for roughly $17. Not too bad considering it's in gold. But you must act quickly. They will only sell 500 of them, so if you don't have your plane ticket to Japan right now, you might want to get on that because, Japan's just a hop, skip, and a jump over that big pond. Hey, Nebraskans! Hey Arnold is making a comeback. That's right, the football-headed cartoon superstar will be making his way back to fame so that the new generation of Nickelodeon kids can be just as corrupted as this guy. But Arnold is stepping up his game. He's not just going to be in a TV series, he's coming back in a movie. The movie is supposed to pick up where the show ended because we all remember where that was and resolve some missing plot questions. Yeah, hey, Arnold was fine, but where's my Kim Possible? Young girls in California are trying to make Boy Scouts not just for Boy Scouts anymore. The girls who dubbed themselves the Unicorns, which is a bomb name, were in a co-ed group called Living for Life, which is a program similar to the Scouts program. When this ended, the girls tried Girl Scouts for a while, but decided they didn't like that and wasn't learning any more confidence and life skills, so they thought they'd give Boy Scouts a try. One 10-year-old girl says she's doing this because she was jealous of all the fun activities her brothers got to do that she didn't get to do as a Girl Scout, such as the outdoor activities. But naturally, the Boy Scouts of America aren't too fond of this. In fact, they say it would be completely inappropriate and that girls would take over all of the leadership positions. However, the organization says they are willing to discuss other family options and possibly subsidiary clubs that girls could join. The Boy Scouts may not let you in, little Ella Jacobs, but you are the real MVP of my heart. So go at it and what they missed out on, kid. So, what in the world is Tyra Banks up to lately? I know everybody wants to know, but she's not doing her 2-month-old talk show, Fab Life, that's what. Banks, a member of the cast for Fab Life, decided today that she no longer wants to be part of the show so that she could focus more on her cosmetic line. As she was one of the show's producers, however, her contract requires her to stay an executive member through the end of December. You know, Tyra, this show's getting really stressful for me too. We're basically the same person. Maybe if I just quit, I can come and help you on your cosmetic line too. I'm an expert in cosmetic stuff. Just kidding, kind of. Well, that does it for entertainment news. Back to you, Anthony and Katria.
Ryan, you shock me. Anyway, I just wanted to let you all know that the Broncos won, so they're now 8-2 on the season. And have a great night. Take care.